この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Hibike Euphonium Season 2, Episodes 6 and 7. Last time we, of course, watched Episodes 4 and 5, so we're just moving right along. Couple things before we get into this. The first one is that this is the first recording I am doing with this microphone. I got a new microphone because I've been using a Band-Aid measure to make the other one work for a good while now. I've got a large 3-foot guitar amp sitting right next to me, which is what I've been running the signal through because it has the power to boost the signal without actually activating the phantom power circuit on the microphone. If you know microphones, maybe you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then don't worry about it. In any case, if you were here around the time I was recording Ava, you'll remember a horrible popping, crackling noise that was part of the electronics. And I wasn't sure I'm still not sure, honestly, whether it was my audio interface or the microphone, so I replaced the both of them because I am looking to move soon, and I do not want to have to move a 3-foot, 45-pound guitar amp with me. It's just not convenient. So I spent a little bit of my Patreon money on a new microphone and a new interface. But this is the first recording that I'm doing with these new pieces of tech, and I've tried some test recordings and tried to dial it in a little bit, but there might be some issues. So if there are any issues with the audio, I apologize for that in advance. If there's any clipping or anything, I'm watching the levels as I'm speaking, and I think I've got it dialed in pretty well, but we'll have to see. And then I'm also not sure what the quirks of this microphone are and what I'll end up doing in post-processing. It does seem to be a little bit warmer of a microphone, which means that it's got a little bit more natural bass to it and a little less of a high frequency response, which is important for me personally because I have very sibilant S's. And if I don't cut out that section of the audio, it can get really grating. But anyway, I'm just not super familiar with the tech that I'm using right now. So if there are any weird issues, that's why. It's like getting to know a new instrument, kind of. Although I guess in this case the instrument is the voice and it's a microphone. It's getting to know a new microphone. In any case, yeah, apologies for that in advance. But we're just gonna power through and do the recordings and deal with whatever happens, whatever signal comes out later. Looking forward to that. In any case, we're here for 6 and 7 of Hibike S2. Last time on Hibike, we had two pretty darn major occurrences, one of which was, tentatively, we have resolved the big issue with Mizori and Nozomi, which has been one of the core things that's been happening in Season 2. This has been the big puzzle and the big sort of interpersonal drama and conflict so far. So I'm wondering if that's done, or if there will be more on it. I assume there will be something on it, but they definitely seem to be in a much better place now, which is great. There were some really amazing scenes and some really lovely, really heartwarming conversations that sort of, I don't know, began to knit together those old wounds, and that was really great. And then in the next episode, we went ahead and did the performance, and oh boy, it was quite a performance. The full just drop everything else and focus entirely on the performance again, as KyoAni did the last time that they did this. But man, it works. It works so well. And hey, it had the same effect on the judges apparently, because we got ourselves gold and off we go to the next stage of the competition. I'm not sure precisely what that is. Is it nationals immediately? No, there's got to be another. Is it nationals immediately? I should have probably checked that before starting the recording, but okay, we'll figure it out. So there's another competition to start preparing for. We enter the beginning of the cycle again. Prep, practice. But maybe we'll get a little break here and a little bit of time to celebrate or have some fun or do something. I don't know. Kind of haven't had very many moments of the friendo girls just kind of hanging out, and I kind of want some of those moments because I missed that stuff. But I don't know. Maybe it'll just be back to the grind practicing with an introduction of some new interpersonal conflict and drama and blah. We'll see. I think that's about all I have to say here at the beginning, so let's go ahead and jump on into episode 6 of Hibike Euphonium Season 2. That is quite a mouthful. I've got the episode up and ready to go. It's at 0 seconds. There will be two versions of this reaction video, a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, which you can find in the description, and a timer-based version, which will be up on YouTube. Picture-in-picture version won't have discussion at the end, but the timer-based version will. Timer-based version won't really have the video in it, just the subs, so mix and match to get what content you want the way you want it. And if you're using the timer-based version to sync up with your own copy of Hibike, which is a totally valid way of doing it, then get it ready because there will be a beep beep timer to count you down coming right now. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. Mm. School festival? Or yearly cultural festival? Hmm. So even the people who aren't in get to play with them? Aww. Aww, that's great. And Asuka's aww. Hey, cool. That's a sure SM58. The classic microphone. Hmm. Whoa. Hmm. Yes. But so cute. The bows. Oh my god. Oh, that's awful. I'm gonna move this slightly further away from me because I just saw it clip. Oh, no. Oh. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Uh. Oh. What? Oh. 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 Oh, that's super cute. Yeah, but that's part of the cuteness. Oh no. It's a lot of crepe. Yes. Mm-hmm. You two are really close too. Oh, hi, Knuckle. And hello. No way. How? Oh, hi. Hi. Hmm. 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 Mm-mm. Mm. Mm-mm. Ooh, the dead eyes. Hmm. There have been so many little face cuts that have been really amazing. Hmm. Oh, hi. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder if she's the conductor in the title. It's way too perfect. Yeah. No. This is amazing. It's almost like a special or an OVA, you know? Oh boy. Shuichi? Oh, hi. Let's walk through this scary place together. Oh. Hmm. That's there she is. Hmm. 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 Uh-huh. Hmm. The path of winning. Whoa. Oh. So we get a little break from it. Is that your sister? Oh boy. Whoa, okay. All right. Dangerous to be driving. Yeah, what's going on? You're hiding something though. What's wrong? Hmm. There's gotta be something serious going on. Huge. No. Gonna run into someone out here? Yeah. Sometimes you gotta take a breather. Hello? Taki? Yeah. Getting flowers? For his wife? For her grave? Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Because you're a regular, right? Hmm. Sunflowers, eh? Actually, I'm not sure that's accurate. Hmm. Hmm. Trip? Nope. Oh. Have a ride. Hmm. All four of them were friends? Yeah. Privacy. Big stack of photos. Wow. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Whoa. So you're living out her dream. Oh. Oh. So he's the rainy conductor. And the typhoon has passed. Which means you're getting there real early. Is that Reina? Mm-hmm. Oh, is that a Midori? Oh, that's a Midori. Hello. mm. You betcha. Oh yeah, it's a new. Oh. Floriography. Should have just done flower language. I'll always be thinking of you. Off we go. Kaori, Asuka. Oh my god, so many people. Who's that? Who's that? Okay. Okay. Interesting. This was a pretty fun episode. What's kind of amazing here is that we got some of the most lighthearted and some of the most heavy content in the show so far that I can like immediately recall. The whole opening scenes or opening, I don't know, like half of the episode with it almost reads like K-On! with the maid cafes, the focus on the school stuff. I'm so glad that we got this little break to hang out with everybody and kind of goof off a little bit. And also for KyoAni to just generally show that they're by far the best in the business at doing cute girls doing cute things, which is exactly what they get to kind of revel in here. And it works. It works super well. I love these outfits a lot. They're kind of Alice in Wonderland-y, and the striped socks or tights, I guess. Kumiko and Hazuki. I think that's right. Holy shit, I've forgotten her name. That's not okay. Yeah, Hazuki Kato. Okay, just making sure. I think they have tights, and then Midori has just socks. And then she shows up, and oh my, there are so many little, like, amazing, little tiny moments of facial expressions just throughout everything. And then we get, oh my, Missouri in that maid outfit is really freaking cute too. And this whole interaction is amazing. Natsuki in a maid outfit, nice, but also the fact that she's continuing to tease Yuko in the same way, and Savis, you're obviously messing with me. No, what are you talking about? And then little super crazy perspective things like this one, as Natsuki sort of looms over Yuko. That's amazing. And then we get this moment. It's so cute. Something's going on with Shuichi. We've got like 2 solid interactions in this episode. Well, that one isn't really an interaction, but he sees them, and then later in the place. So expecting something to go on there. And then we put our focus on Taki outside of the situation or context where we're going to focus on Taki for the majority of the episode, just to sort of like put him into our perspective, right? So that we are focusing on Taki. Not like anyone can tell what he's like just by his looks. And all the other girls are sort of fawning over him. And then Reina pulls this. Hashimoto-sensei is waiting for you over there. Go. With just dead eyes. They didn't remove everything the way that they did before when she had the fully blanked out expression. But still nearly emotionless. It's pretty great. And then little face moments like this Kumiko face here. Of course I can't tell her. And then she realizes that she said that out loud. Oh, that's so great. What was going through her mind when she, bam, Kumiko. And bam, hello. Checked out Asuka's class. The witch act that she does is amazing. This moment where she's sort of just like, with her fingers bent back over the ball is fantastic. And then the character acting for Asuka just sort of messing with Kumiko here. Just like, hilarious. I love it. And then just the way that she's so into it, knowing that it's all a farce, but then acting as though it's very real is fantastic and perfect for Asuka. All right, a plague upon you and your soul. Oh, that's great. So then, significant amount of leg focus in this episode. Wonder if Yamada had a hand in that, but in general, KyoAni thing that happens sometimes. I've been waiting for you, and then, yep, okay. And then this, I think, leans into the Yuri thing, the all right then and smile, as long as you just ran into each other and weren't actually going on your own, you know? Okay. Totally weird. And then we have the setup of the typhoon coming in, and then the typhoon blows away the festive airs of the festival. This is pretty cool. This is using a transient change in the weather to create a transient change in the emotion of the episode, right? Like, we start out in this really high, and then the weather comes through and changes the scenery, changes the setting, changes the way all the characters feel, and gives us an opportunity to like seriously change emotional tact. It's pretty great. This is the good. And it starts here with the sister wanting to drop out of college. We do not know the reason why, but from there we get Taki driving around, and we set up all of the elements of what's going to happen before they happen, and yeah. So Kumiko's in a weird state. She doesn't understand why her sister's doing this, and indeed feels to an extent betrayed by her sister because her sister was pushing her to study and now is dropping out. But instead of any like trying to figure out why she's trying to do what she's trying to do, what she feels, or trying to coax an answer out of her, she just confronts her and is very confrontational. Probably not the best tact, and probably the reason that her sister says what she says, which is it's none of your business, and just sort of blows her off, gives her the coldest of shoulders. Shown in this slow-mo scene, which I believe is animated on ones. It is. Oh, that one's animated on twos. Yeah, didn't actually want to go anywhere. Don't have any destination in mind, just don't want to be here. And then we move into it. I love the sound design here. The rushing wind when we're out here. It's still kind of distant. But then once we get into the shop, it's just a low sprinkle outside what would be coming in. So we end up here, and I wasn't sure, but it became very certain he's going to pick up flowers for his wife's grave. I assume that this is the anniversary of her death. Just before the school year, right? Or not even. Damn. And then Taki is not mean or rude about it, but he doesn't want to be questioned about this. This is a very private, personal thing for him, and that's entirely understandable. And likewise, it's entirely understandable for Kumiko to want to try and figure it out. She is the detective, isn't she? The great octopus-haired detective. Yeah. Today is a special day. So, all four of them, huh? There's something amazing in this, like, in this sequence. In all of this sequence in the car. Like, Taki moves and he's almost emotionless in the face, but the way he moves somehow has this, like, just getting through it kind of feeling to it. I don't know how to explain. Like there's great care in his motions, especially when he's placing down the photos or holding the flowers or touching the ring. It all reads as very real. And then he puts that aside and pulls the emergency brake, and something about the way that he does just works. I don't know. I don't know. It's just amazing. Also, the inside of the car looks really freaking good. As you guessed, that's my wife. And we get a little bit of the story, and we come to understand from this little piece that this isn't Taki's dream originally. It's his wife's. And he's just doing his best to fulfill it. It adds to it. It adds to it a lot. But it's more than that. It's that his father was the instructor, right? So, and he was rebellious, so he ran away from doing that when I assume he had pressure from his family to do so. Probably for a long time ran away. Married her, heard her dream, had no intention of doing it himself until he lost her. And then that loss and that desire to see it through for her was enough to make him change his rebellious ways and accept his family's legacy and hers. That's pretty freaking amazing. I like that a lot. Talk about complicated character motivations. That's pretty complicated character motivation, but a very real one, and one that I believe, and one that, even if it wasn't Taki's dream originally, sort of makes me want him to win, you know? And like Kumiko, I think Kumiko says it later, it may be Reina. No, it is Kumiko. Like Kumiko says later, I'm glad he's the head of the ensemble. He has skin in this game, you know? He truly wants to win gold at nationals. And then, as quickly as it started, the rain is gone. There's still a lingering gray in the clouds, but the rain is gone. And I love this sequence, how you can sort of just tell who's going to arrive before they arrive. Like, is that Reina there with her trumpet? It probably is. Yup, it is. Is that Midori back there? That probably is. Yes, it is. Pretty great. And then we see those flowers there, which gives a couple of meanings. One, we get the Hanakotoba meaning from Midori, which is great because I don't have to go and look it up. Yay! And two, we realize that maybe it is because these flowers grow here at the school that he's bringing those flowers to her grave, because she loved the school and wanted to return there, right? So it kind of works on multiple levels. That's pretty great. Not sure about the translation to floriography of Hanakotoba, but that's okay. And then we get this little stinger here at the end. First off, the third years are soon leaving. Yeah, that's a big deal. Second, who the heck's this? We get ourselves a lady who I don't think I recognize, who walks up to the door where Asuka is practicing, I assume, given the juxtaposition. Who could she be? Asuka's mom was my first thought, but that doesn't seem right. Why would she show up at school? Unless she works there. Okay, cool. Interesting episode. We're gonna have to see where this is going with this Asuka stuff. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a quick break, do a resync and stuff, and I'll be right back in just a moment for you guys. So, see you in a minute. All right, welcome back. We are ready to go for episode 7, so if you're using the timer-based version and syncing up, get it ready because the timer is coming right now. Also, I can see the first frame, and it is Cafe in Wonderland, or Wanderland, that may be an A. So that's why they seemed like Alice in Wonderland-y. Makes perfect sense. In any case, let's go ahead and get into it. Timer's coming now. Lots of new pieces of potential drama. That's the scene of the flowers in the OP. Oh. Oh. Okay. Cool. What's next? Practice, practice? Okay. Okay. Station concert? Eh? Oh. Okay. So has whatever interaction with that woman already happened? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. So Asuka's mom. And what? Trying to force her to resign from the club? Grades? Fuck yeah, Taki. Tell that. Tell her off. At the beginning. Hmm. I'm not gonna let you force your daughter to quit. Everything. Everything. So what? You don't get control over her. So what? You don't get control over her. No, it isn't. Absolutely not. Fucking love you, Taki. No. Fuck you, Mom. Or what? Did you really? No, it isn't. She's so used to this. Suddenly, Asuka's view of humanity makes a little bit more sense. Wow, she's just deflated. Kumiko always around to see this shit. Girl, you are a magnet. Yeah. And I wonder how this plays into your own sister. Fucking hope not. Mm-hmm. There seemed to be a level of instability there, though. Because she wants it. She wants it. She wants to do something for herself. No, but I have a feeling that might change. Hmm. It's a hell of a mask you've got there, Asuka. Aww. It was quite the scene. Okay. Hi, Kaori. I don't believe you. Mm-hmm. You don't have to shoulder this all on your own. But you'll try. That's your core, isn't it? Nope. Let them care about you. At all? Now, what did you talk to her about? Bullshit. We need Detective Kumiko on the case. And a flute? Oh, hi. Hmm. 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 Fucking vice principal. It's not the same. Did he lie or does he not know? What have you got to say? Hmm. Yeah. Just a girl. Hmm. This is the perfect time. Hmm. Haruka stepping up. So, to the station we go. Hmm. 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 You'll be fine. Just instantly know she's there. Mm. Yeah, we're on the same stage. Fucking what? You've been gone for like a week. Where'd you go? What? Get off me. Brought her music? Mm. No more upright bass. That's all CG, isn't it? Cool. Solo time. Mm-hmm. True. Yeah. Super groovy. All right. Sister? Okay. Another episode, but this time we start off on the heavier stuff, and then we get to the lighter stuff, and oh my goodness. So, I think the first and biggest thing that I want to talk about is the interaction that we see with Asuka's mother. Um, so I guess I was right in thinking that was Asuka's mother when she was showing up, and yeah, sure enough, it's Asuka's mother. So we get the setup for what's going to happen later in the episode. A lot of fun playing with the whole ensemble, and boom, here we go. Let's go. Family conflicts are always less than fun. Um, controlling parents are always less than fun, but beyond that, like familial conflicts like this are always the worst because everyone, usually whoever's in a position of power, thinks that they know best and are attempting to do what's right for their child. The issue is the transition between, is this person a child or is this a human being, an adult, nearly an adult at least, who is capable of charting their own path and deciding what they want to do with their time and with their life. And once you hit that point, like, you don't know what's good for them anymore. You just don't. And no, neither do they, but they know what they want, and you as a parent have a duty to step out of the way. I think, at least. Now, there's a counter argument to that, of course, which is that you as a parent also have a duty to protect your child and ensure the best for them. And if the mother in this case thinks that the best for her child is the normal path of going to a good university, and if wind ensemble is getting in the way of that, then her position in this matter makes a lot of sense. I don't like it. I don't agree with it, in part because I am on the other side of it constantly. Like, I went that path for a while, and I hated that path, and that's why I'm off of that path. I went to school. I got the degree. I got it in programming, something that would be a steady, employable profession, and I worked at it, and I hated it, and I hated it, and I hated it, and if I had kept doing it, it would have killed me. So I left. And there are certain people in my family who take that as a severe betrayal. There's nothing I can do about that. So YouTube for me is wind ensemble. And it's not, I've gotten almost exactly that same response. Why are you doing this? You're doing this to spite me. I'm not. I'm doing this because this is what I want to do. So maybe I'm wrong, but I have to think that Asuka's coming at this from a similar point of view. We've seen a couple of moments, not that many, but a couple of moments from Asuka where it appeared that her mask dropped for a second and she was genuine. And those were the moments where she said, I really want this. I want to go all the way with this team, with this wind ensemble. I want to get to nationals. The writing in her notebook, nationals. It seems pretty clear that that's the genuineness, right? That's the real shit. She wants this. Now, why she wants it, whether she just straight up loves music, which is totally a possibility, whether it's that she wants to do something on her own, just like to have the ability to choose and to choose to do this thing that I want and to see it through. It reads as pretty much everything but out of spite for her mother. It doesn't read that way. And what does read is that Asuka is used to this. And her mother appears to me to be unstable to an extent. Like, I would say this is pretty obviously not the first time that she's struck her daughter, and pretty obviously not the first time that she's lost her temper really fast and then immediately flipped back to being caring, shall we say. It reads like borderline personality disorder, BPD. Yes? Yes. Which is what my mother was diagnosed with, and is not fun. It is not fun to deal with. Often borderline individuals will flip from fairy godmother to evil witch and back very quickly. It's almost like a moment where a mask drops. But there's always this undercurrent of like, what could this person do? Anyway, let's go through the actual. So this that she talks about, one thing, if she received an early acceptance, but she has to take regular entrance exams. So I guess she's saying like if she were getting an early acceptance from Wind Ensemble, but she's trying to force her to resign from the club. The vice president here is extremely not helpful. He's attempting to mediate and moderate, but he's a doormat and a fool and should not be in this conversation right now. And it's clear that he's attempting to bow to the loudest voice in the room, which is the mother. And then we get Taki, who gets a freaking round of applause and some snaps for this, because he basically just says, yeah, fuck you. No, you are coercing your daughter to write this resignation letter. I have a duty as an advisor to allow her to continue to be active in the club that she wants to. And also the club needs her. So, no, fuck you. Thank you, Taki. I love you. Resignation letter was written at your behest, and then at that moment, snap. So instantly it becomes about her, not about her daughter. It's not in any way for Asuka's well-being. It is for me. I raised her. I have control over her. This is my power over this person. You have no power over another person, child or not. With no one else's help, and that gives you no right. None at all. None at all. Your parental obligations don't get flipped back to you. That's not how it works. No, it isn't. It absolutely is not your decision. And we see Asuka in a very classic, like self-soothing, but also a blocking pose. Putting the arm in front of the chest is a classic blocking posture for when things you want to block out, very literally, but also a protective gesture. Same with crossed arms, but both of them can also be just general comfort and can be self-soothing behaviors as well, just like it's more comfortable to be like this when you're afraid or in a tense situation. huge false positives on those for body language reading, though. Like, people cross their arms all the time for all kinds of reasons. But in this case, that's what it reads as. And the way she tightens her grip as her mother finishes this bit of a tirade makes that read. And then, yeah, I understand where you're coming, blah, 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 fuck you. Yeah, unless it's what she wants, I will not accept it. She's doing a great... And then we get this moment. Couldn't you try to support her? And we get this series of expressions as the mother wrestles with this idea. And it's almost as though Taki's words sink in. Maybe I should try to support my daughter in what she wants to do, but there's no way. There's just no way. And then she orders her daughter to tell him that she's quitting the club. And my response to this would be, or what? Or what? No. But I don't want to quit, and then we get the slap. Full hand. Kumiko's face, their faces of shock. And then this. Why? Why can't you do as I say? And then the temper tantrum really hits. And then it again becomes about me. You are harming me through your decisions. But she's not. The only person who serves to gain or be harmed by being in or not being in the wind ensemble is Asuka herself. She has complete authority over this decision in her life. Or should. But that's not how families work a lot of the time. That's not how parents think families work, at least. You don't have to listen to your parents. Not even if you love them. But it's always complicated. It's always difficult. Then we see the slow awakening. Calms her breathing, realizes what she's done, and then it's kind of great that her irises become so much larger when she does this. As she blinks. And blinks again, yeah. And then again, right there in that moment, her irises double in size. They get a little bit bigger through each of these, but they're also shifting. And then she'll blink here, and they double in size. That's great. And then Asuka, just the way that she slowly puts her glasses back and is like dealing with this, reads as someone who has experienced this kind of emotional turmoil at home for a long time and doesn't see a way out and has ingrained into herself that she just needs to keep her head down and not cause any messes, which is the statement that she reiterates over the course of the episode as we go on. Going home with my mother today. And then she reads as the responsible one, and her mother is just deflated now. Just deflated. Can't fathom her own actions and her own behavior. That's our setup for the rest of the episode. Such a quick scene, but man, there are miles of intrigue there. And everything that we know about Asuka up to this point sort of clicks into place just a little bit. The general cynicism that she has towards people, that's something that having an unreliable or unstable parent can definitely instill in a person. Absolutely. I mean, there's a line of thinking that your parents are your vision of society. They are like your archetypal representations of what society is and what people are. And so if they're cold or hot and cold the way that her mother seems to be, you can get the feeling that everyone is that way and become real twisted. Be good to your kids if you have them. And get to know your monster, because we're all capable of being monsters. And when we have authority, perceived or real, especially over something or someone who can't fight back or who can't say no to you, if you set up a situation where someone can't say no, you are destroying that person. So know your monster, know what you're capable of, and get it under control. Don't ruin someone else's life with your weakness. At least do your best not to. And I wonder why she's staying, yeah. And this moment that we get called back to, this is the one I'm talking about. This feels super real from Asuka. That feels like the real deal. I don't get Asuka-senpai either. I don't quite understand her, but I think I just took a step toward getting close. Then Asuka arrives once more, and the practiced mask is back. And she's great, but it's a mask. I won't cause trouble for anyone. Isn't that good enough? No, because we care about you. This is a very cute moment. But it doesn't quite gel, you know? None of it quite gels because Asuka's not being entirely honest. Which is kind of an amazing thing to demonstrate and show and make the audience feel in a piece of fiction. To feel like a character is playing a role. It takes really getting to know the way that character acts. It's kind of cool. It's kind of really cool. Then she closes the door. Yeah, we're back to them. And then she doesn't show up. Again and again. So we never got to know what she talked to Natsuki about for a minute outside. Curious. That line, she probably can't keep it at home, speaks volumes as well. That it's such a place that her mother would maybe tear it up, right? That home isn't a safe place. That's a feeling that I'm aware of. And then apparently the vice principal accepted her resignation. So practice isn't going the way it should be. Yuko steps up and asks the question. And I'm intrigued by this because I'm not sure whether Taki is lying here or if the vice principal accepted and did not tell him. And the reason that he steps out is because he's like, "Oh, I'm about to go check that out really quick and have myself a conversation with the VP." Because that's fucked if that doormat did that shit. But he throws it back at them. You're gonna let these rumors ruin your ability to play. We get a great speech from Haruka. Never really special. Sometimes it's the strongest seeming people who are just the most practiced at wearing a mask. Of course we'll stand by you. A good line. And then Natsuki with a little jab to break up the tension is great. It's fantastic. So, yeah, the solo. Want to do it. And we get some cuteness. Aw, that's so great. There's some more cuteness. Chop! With a little callback to the previous chops. And then they perform, and it's freaking great. Yeah, we made it too. And then she just pops back up, huh? Will you carry me? Absolutely. So, I hope we explore this a little bit more, for Asuka's sake. Should be interesting. I still don't think that we have the full picture, but I think we will, maybe at some point. Another performance is freaking great. The song that they have is super groovy. This looks like it's all CG. I'm not sure. Like 100% sure, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Some cool stuff. And then the solo, which is dope. The knowing glances. That moment. Yeah. And then the moment when she, her eyes sort of shimmer a little bit and her lips sort of quiver a little bit as she takes her bow. Nice. And then we end with Kumiko's sister heading out of the house once more. Okay. Bunch of new conflicts. Bunch of new and interesting conflicts. Oh, I'm so yawny. Oh. I don't want to be yawny. Cool pair of episodes. Again, some of the highest highs and lowest lows. Not lowest lows, but like heaviest stuff. That's the word for it. In these two episodes. Really, really fantastic. It's great that there doesn't seem to be any mention of Midoriya or Nozomi like having any kind of problems or anything. So that's pretty great. And then seeing Midoriya around just like in the costumes, in the maid cafe, and just hanging out with everybody and walking to school. That's pretty great, pretty cute. This whole experience that they went through, it's kind of opened her up a little bit to other people, especially to Kumiko, I think, which is lovely. All in all, a couple of really solid theme-heavy episodes that sort of say a lot more than they say on paper, and that's pretty cool. That's what we're here for. Liked it a lot. Good stuff. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Hibike, episode 6 and 7 of season 2. I hope you've enjoyed these 2 episodes as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next week in the next ones. See you there. Peace.